Traders, Greg here with a market update. Okay, so look, never a dull moment in these markets at the moment. So big news came from China at the beginning of this week. The Chinese government basically told the Chinese banks to start selling their US Treasury positions. Look, that is a big deal because China obviously is a big holder of US Treasuries. But what it does show is just how serious China is about basically diversifying away from US assets, basically sell America and de-dollarization. So this is a theme that is not going away anytime soon. And when those headlines hit, it certainly did get the market's attention, and the market did sell US dollars pretty much across the board, and that has been pretty much the trend in the currency market to start the week, selling USD, and a very good reason to do it as well. And look, dollar China as well has fallen now, so dollar CNY down towards a 2-year low. When the Chinese currency appreciates, it also is a tailwind for Asian currencies, and also for the Aussie dollar. So if that continues, obviously then that will continue for Asian currencies. So something to watch out for, to look and focus a little bit more on what's happening with dollar China. Okay, but still in the currency space, we have seen some big moves, and the biggest move has been in dollar yen. So dollar yen had highs at the beginning of Monday at 158.50, and it's traded down to as low as almost 154. So it's lost about whopping 4 big figures in the last 2 days. So look, it's happened for a couple of reasons, but one is that post the Japanese elections, where the government has won with a landslide, super popular majority. And it's a government that now has got really a mandate to implement the reforms. It's been, now seen as a very stable government as well by the market. And so look, the market has given the new government a bit of a tick of approval, and buying yen at the moment. So at the moment, market seems to view what's happened with the Japanese election as a positive for the yen so far. And dollar yen also technically put in a bearish key reversal day on Monday. So, that is obviously a negative for dollar yen, positive for the yen. And overnight, basically in Swiss yen, now this is a currency pair that has had a phenomenal trending move over the last year, north, and it's gone as high as almost 203. That yesterday had a monster bearish key reversal. So the start of the week has been a huge week for yen, a lot of yen buying. So I would not be going against that trend, especially when you've got some big technical top signals with those bearish key reversals. Now we did get some economic data overnight in the US, and that was retail sales. They came out flat at 0.0%. The market was expecting them to come out at 0.4, so it came out well below expectations. Prior month's print was 0.6, so big miss for retail sales. US bond yields actually did get hit on the back of that. So US 10 years down from about 4.2% down to about 4.13. And so yes, that did help the US dollar selling, and especially again for dollar yen. Now today is a big day for US data again, because now we've got the delayed payroll numbers for January tonight. So market is expecting plus 70,000 for headline unemployment rate to remain stable at 4.4%. Look, not a bad number, to be honest, if it comes out as expected. But this number is going to come with revisions for 2025. Those revisions are supposed to be huge and negative, as much as 900,000 negative revisions, which basically means it wipes out the whole of the payroll gains for 2025. And it shows that the labour market really was struggling in 2025. So if we do get those monster revisions, even if the headline is positive, markets probably not going to like the number, and certainly what we're seeing again in the currency space, and the market's already sort of pricing in that this will be a bad number. But certainly, if we get the revisions and the headline number is below expectations, you're going to see yields lower and US dollar get hit very hard. So yes, some volatility, 100% is going to happen tonight on the back of these numbers. That's guaranteed. Just finally, in some other geopolitical news, story out of the Wall Street Journal that potentially the US is looking at using the Venezuela playbook on Iran and seizing some of the the Iranian oil tankers. Now that would be an escalation in tensions there, and potentially Iran would look at that as an act of war. But the bottom line is that obviously that nothing has been resolved here, and that this is certainly an issue that hasn't gone away and could flare up in a very bad way at any time. And just lastly, yes, Netanyahu is expected at the White House today, and no prizes for guessing what they'll be talking about, and that is Iran, and obviously Israel desperately want US to attack. So let's see how this pans out, but that is something that is obviously going to be a big focus for the market, and crude obviously is bid on the back of these tensions still sitting around above $64. All right, good luck. Volatile markets out there, be careful, and we'll check back in with you.